tuning in. Thank you for making it to the show, for clicking on the stream. If you are new, I want to say I appreciate you. I'm so happy you're here in this featured hour today. And I want to introduce myself a little bit for all of you guys that are new on here that have never met me before. My name is Cicely. I go by that Cuban girl here on the Meet Me app. And for the entertainment industry, I am a model, I am a host, I am an actress, I am a former Miss Cuba, I am a former ring girl for boxing. I have done a little bit of everything in entertainment, and that is why I am so excited and happy that I get to share my knowledge and everything that I have learned here on the Meet Me platform for all of you guys, my amazing streaming community. So today on Own It, we have a very awesome topic, I think. But before I continue, I need to give couple of announcements and disclaimers before I forget. Number one, please remember this is a featured show, okay? It is not a regular stream. So what does that mean? All that means is that I unfortunately cannot acknowledge each and every single one of you guys like I usually would on a regular stream out of respect for my guests and out of, we do have a format we have to follow on future shows on here. So that is the number one reason. Secondly, I would like to say that I actually do have my comments on. So I'm literally looking at all the hearts, the gifts, everybody popping in. I see the comments, I see the love and the support, and I am so grateful and I'm so excited. The third announcement I want to make is that at the very end of the show, I am going to be giving shout outs to my top five gifters, supporters of the stream. And whoever is my number one supporter, number one gifter, is going to become my newest bouncer on my stream. Okay, so this is something I do every week just to say thank you to all of you guys for supporting. And last but not least, the other announcement I have to say is that Life Fest is almost around the corner, and I will be going to Life Fest. So if any of you out there already purchased your tickets and you're going to be attending Life Fest, make sure you contact me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, because I do want to get to know you. I want to meet you. I want to chat with you. I want to take some photos, and it's going to be an amazing event. And I'm going to see you all. I think it's November 3rd to the 5th, right, Emoji? Yeah. Thanks, Emoji J. Oh, yeah, and if you want to be a guest on my show, please make sure that you hit up my amazing admin, Emoji J, and he can put you on the guest list, okay? So, welcome to Own It. This is your featured hour with me, that Cuban girl. This is a show that happens on here every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time with me. And the intention of Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. Every single Tuesday, thank you. Every single Tuesday, we have a different topic that I discuss with both my guests. And every Tuesday, I have two amazing guests who share their stories, what they do on the app, their goals, their just anything that could truly help all of us just become better and own who we are. So today's topic is inspired by one of my guests, actually, because when they sent me their bio and I read over it, I realized that one of my guests, his bio was that he likes to lead by example. And I thought that that would be a really cool topic to talk about today, leading by example, right? And I thought it was really cool. It would be really cool to discuss that because this is something that I do personally in my daily life. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see all the things that I do, from modeling to hosting to all the things I'm doing. And The one thing I have actually truly have to learn in the last year or so, or more like since the pandemic, has been to lead by example, because I do a lot of things where a lot of people follow me and they look at what I do. And so, how do we lead by example? How can we do that? And why should we do that? And so that is the topic of the day today. I do want to encourage you all and invite you all to stick around towards the very end of the show, because not only am I going to be speaking to both my guests, but at the end of the show, hopefully if they're both available, I can have them both in the box at the same time for final thoughts and shout outs and all that stuff. And I invite you all to follow me on Instagram um, at Cicely Marion. I think Emoji J just put it in the comments. And also, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, is That Cuban Girl. I post weekly videos where I give confidence advice or tips, and I share my life story and all these things. And so, yeah, That Cuban Girl on YouTube. So, without further ado, are you guys ready for the first guest? Are you guys ready for the first guest? Let me ask my guests to please request the box, and let me see who's here and who wants to go first. Please, my guests, request the box right now. Right. Okay, is that Brandon? Yes. Okay, cool. So, my first guest, he is a father, he's an electrician, and he loves to lead by example. Please, everybody, welcome to Own It, Brandon.
All right, let me fix the camera for you guys. Hey, how's it going there?
Hi, good. How are you? Should I make you a little, let me make you a little smaller because maybe I can see you better. There we
Sure.
go.
Better?
Yeah, because I feel like I was covering your face when you were bigger.
No worries. No worries.
Hi,
Hey,
how
wait a
are
minute.
you?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I actually just got back from getting a haircut. It's been a super busy day, and I have a lot of running around to do. And I'm not sure if Emoji Day told you, but I'm actually doing Top Badge Eddie's show. Are You Smarter Than the Top Badge after this? So we're we're running and gunning out here, you guys.
I did not know that, but thank you for being here, for showing up, and
Absolutely.
congrats on the other show. That's amazing.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
yeah, so okay, I want to ask you because you told me you're 32 years old and you're a father, right?
Yeah.
So being a father, I just love the fact that you said you love to lead by example. So what does that exactly mean to you?
Well, I mean, well, it's a few things, right? Like, so, for instance, with my daughter, she was last year. She was, I was her soccer coach, and being that, now I have my daughter out there, so I have to, be her parent, and I also not treat her too different, but I still have to hold her to certain standards, and I have to do this, and then the way that I carry myself on a field, and the way that I'm treating the kids, you know what I mean, as a parent, as somebody that's part of that community of her school. There's just a lot of eyes on me, and I think that you need to. You just need to make sure you're doing a good job of letting people know that you're trying to do the best that you can do. You know what I mean? And that you're being a positive person to deal with their kids and the way they're being socialized as they grow up.
100%. I can totally relate to that. Not the father thing because I don't have kids myself, but I love that you're so aware and you're so young, but you're so aware of these things. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do on the app.
So you kind of covered a little bit in this. That was the bio. I'm actually like super honored that like for some reason my bio influenced the show today, which is awesome. I don't know. I just when I get out here, I started from socializing and then started realizing that we're like building a community. And I did have some other ideas. I'm independent as far as an electrician goes, so I was trying to think of how to actually like build myself and a presence online. And it started here, but this doesn't. This was. It seemed like just a step in the process, and I kind of got really stuck on it because we just have a really great community, a lot of good people out here, and there's some people that are really not necessarily dependent, but really look forward to being a part of certain things, and it helps them in their daily life. I speak on a lot of like men's mental health, and there's some people that have had issues and gone through a lot of things in life, and so they have my Snapchat, and hey, call me when you need me. You know what I mean? I'm available. I'll make myself available to you. They call me in the middle of the night. Hey, sorry for calling. Don't worry about it. So we do some stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm a variety streamer, I would call it, and so I kind of do a little bit of everything. But I do anything that's pretty more like the content would be more serious, like talking about parenting, the shifting socioeconomic landscape that we're in, the way that finances are, the way the world is, AI, the evolution of everything. The world's kind of crazy right now, right? And then we kind of have some lighthearted stuff too, because you can't just be stressed out all the time.
I I love that. And I want to remind everybody this is a feature show, but I do want to let you know I see you all coming in. I see the love, the support. I want to invite you to please favorite Brandon, favor my guests today. Make sure you check out their streams and everything they're about because the intention of the show and what I think should be every feature show is for all of us to connect with each other, support each other, get to know each other, and go to each other's streams and all this stuff. Okay. Um, so right now I'm talking to Brandon, who is a father, and he's like, you're like awesome vibes. I wasn't expecting you to, I guess. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm super happy that you got the vibes that you got. And so, yeah, when I was reading your bio and you said that you love to lead by example, that really touched me because that's something that I love doing as well with the show and with everything else that I do. And I think that a lot of people on here kind of I mean it is a feature show, so let me see how I can word this. I feel like a lot of people here need a little bit to learn the skill of leading by example. So what would you say to someone on here who's a streamer and who doesn't really know how to be a leader?
Um, I think that we kind of have a responsibility as people that are out streaming. It's just like anything else, you know what I mean? Like if you, with great power comes great responsibility. If you have influence other people, you should be making sure that you're not spreading misinformation and that you're kind of like being impartial in the best way possible. You know what I mean? You don't want to sit there and sway people's decision making or do anything that would lead somebody to make a bad decision. You know what I mean? So we're kind of accountable for the way that we carry ourselves like any other public figure. I think we have an obligation to try to do our best to be quality individuals that are trying to move towards, that are trying to aspire to be something better, right? Like every day we get to be 1% better than we were the day before. So I think that I feel obligated anyway. I think that there's also streamers are split into entertainers and influencers. I think more influencers are probably feeling that sort of vibe, you know what I mean? And entertainers out here to entertain. And I suppose at that point in time, you can call it entertainment and it is what it is, you know? But I think that when you're on here, I mean, it's like, you have the ability to do whatever you want, click a button and connect with people all over the world. Like, let's use it to the best of our ability. You know what I mean?
So yeah, no, I totally agree with that. So how long have you been on the app for?
So I got on during COVID, and actually it was just to socialize, and then I started finding out like streaming was I was pretty good at it or whatever or something like that because I started like in like really big numbers. I had like the biggest stream in the app, and I only did it like 10 times when I was in COVID. I had like over 4,000 views, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? It was great, and people were like looking forward to it. And I was like with some chick, and she like really wasn't about it, so I stopped doing it for like 3 years, 3 4 years or whatever. And then just being respectful and stuff, not trying to create waves and got back on it and then took another break as people do sometimes. So, I mean, collectively, like maybe like 10 months to a year or something.
Okay. So what has been your favorite thing about being a streamer on here?
Oh, being able to help people. I mean, like the fact that somebody could say that, like, you did like a great deal of service to them. You know what I mean? They were going through a hard point in their time, or a hard point in their life or whatever. And like you were able to assist them to get through it, to cope with it, to make sense of the situation, maybe to influence them or encourage them to maybe get help or seek help or do this or whatever it may be. It's like being there for somebody is like huge. You know what I mean? You can't, people talk about like time is money. And I think it's a grossly underestimated situation or what do you call it? A grossly, they're just kind of underselling it, right? Like, because money comes and goes, right? And time only goes. So the time that we spend here and the effort that we give people and stuff, it's like irreplaceable. And like that, maybe 5 minutes of your time means so much to somebody. It's like the 5 minutes that they needed, and didn't really cost you anything. So I think how you spend your time and being able to spend your time in a productive way, a pragmatic way to help people. And I mean, I think that's awesome.
Is that what got you into talking about mental health for men?
Actually, I mean, I think it's a big thing, and I think that I was a psychology minor. So I went to school to be actually like a graphic design major, marketing, advertising, that sort of thing. And I was doing psychology as a minor because you couldn't really make any money on it unless you got like a PhD or a master's. You're gonna end up as like a school counselor or something like that. And it just is one of those things that I realized like people are not really emotionally intelligent and causes people to make poor decisions. I think more like more emotionally intelligent people are like better people, especially when it comes to men. Emotionally intelligent men are better protectors, are better providers, etc. So I think that that's a big thing, and I think that the balance between stoicism and like being emotionally intelligent is important. Like kind of knowing when and where and whom to demonstrate your emotions to. Yo, let's go. Um, so that's a big thing for me. Sorry, the comments got me there. So yeah, I mean, we just encourage a lot of the guys to like do their best to be good men. You know what I mean? And when you need somebody to talk to, just make sure you talk to the right people in the right place and stuff. So I had I also had a buddy shoot himself like 2 months ago, which is a huge death to me. And he was like battling mental health and like had CT and PTSD from like an accident. And so it's just more of like that thing of like to reaffirm like if you can be there for somebody and help somebody and maybe save somebody, that'd be fucking great. Oh, sorry. Sorry. So what you see is what you get. I didn't mean to.
Show.
Yeah, so sorry, so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So what was I gonna? Okay, so why do you think for a man is so important to be emotionally intelligent?
It's well, for one, it's like understanding like what's going on with yourself, knowing yourself, and then like knowing like what you need to work on. You know what I mean? Like we all need to be like compassionate, but we all need to understand that like there's a balance, right, of like understanding and then like not allowing people to make excuses nonstop to like, you know what I mean, not be productive. Like at one point in time, you need to be accountable. You know what I mean? Like be compassionate, but be like hold people accountable. You know what I mean? So that's a lot. Get it there. That's a lot, and it's just I think that a lot of people don't do it. They think it's soft to demonstrate your emotions, and I think that it can be viewed as a bit of a weakness, and vulnerability is not always the best trait to have, but a time and a place. You know what I mean? You should be vulnerable with some people. You should have people in your life that you can be vulnerable with. If not, it's a pretty meager existence, you know? So you really need to just, when you have those people that you can really talk to, and if you need to, I've had very masculine dudes like break down and cry in the stream, which is why I like try to keep it all people we know and keep it a good community, because we don't want people making fun of the situation. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just time and a place. But whenever you have those people, just make sure you're using those resources.
Love that. I'm gonna make a quick pause and welcome everybody to the show. Hello. Welcome to Own It. This is a feature show with me, your girl, that Cuban girl. And this is your featured hour that happens here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And the intention of Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And right now I'm talking to my first guest, Brandon, who's got like awesome vibes. So everybody, please go favor him, show support, and the whole 9 yards. And so, Brandon, we're talking about leading by example. And I love that we get to spread the good vibes and just good things in the streaming community. What would you say? And this is something I love asking all my guests. What is one thing that you can own about yourself that is helping you every day?
Oh, geez. I mean, really just trying to find. Actually, that's a good question, and I actually have a really good answer for it now. That I think about it. I saw this like TikTok or whatever, and like I know that like on everything on the internet, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But I see this TikTok, and this guy's like being in the CIA, and he's like the biggest thing they taught people in the CIA is like how you can basically manipulate the situation and people and circumstances by having perspective. It's because only some people, most people, they said I think like 95% of people or 85% of people have like perception, where they only see things from their eyes, you know what I mean? But when you have perspective and you can kind of like be empathetic and be like understand what it's like in this person's perspective and how it works. So when you have perspective and you can like take yourself back, I think that's a big thing. And like I always say, peace comes from understanding. So like with that perspective, I can sit there and kind of see certain situations. I can expect certain things from somebody. I don't really get upset when I can identify an issue. Like if I'm in traffic and I'm like, this person's driving like a dumb, you know what I mean? And I'm like, they're probably going to do something stupid that could put people at risk. I just stay away from them. You know what I mean? And when they do it, I've expected them to do it, so I'm not upset. It's usually like you get upset. Like if you was somebody that you didn't, that you knew like wished you bad, wished you ill will, or you know what I mean, had some sort of animosity towards you. If they did something bad, you wouldn't be as upset as if somebody that you cared about did it to you, because you just don't expect it. So like a big thing for me is like to not be stressed and have peace through like just understanding and like understanding like this person was bound to be like this and this person was supposed to be like this. Sometimes I'm wrong, but most times I'm pretty decent about it. So I find that I'm less stressed out and less upset, you know what I mean? And just more like, okay, well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I love that. So what would be one thing that you would tell someone here just to help somebody? Just like a quick thought that comes to mind.
um, just take a second and try to understand. Like you might not be like understanding everything that's there and seeing everything that's there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and I know this is like kind of a common one, but like you don't know like what people are like doing in their life and what's going on with their life. So like just try to do your best to like understand that there might be more to the story, and just try to sometimes laugh it off. It's so much easier and it consumes so much less of your energy just to just say, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? This person was bound to be like that, and I wish you the best. Like if you have something, when somebody's mean to you or somebody's being rude to you in the battle, say, it sounds like something's going on in life, and I wish you the best. And it might help them. They might realize like, wow, this is not productive. This is not great for me, and think somebody, think something, whatever you want to feature, but think something that, this person came out and just gave me that, even if it was kind of backhanded, sometimes it'll really help somebody. So
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. I really loved getting to know you and talking to you. And yeah, thank you for your time and for being here. And everybody, please go favor Brandon. Do you have any shout outs that you want to?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm doing Top Edge Eddie show after this at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I LTE is what I'm doing. It's leading through example. That's what you see in my name, and that's kind of what we started doing here, and that's kind of what I gave you in the message. So we're really trying to do something like that and really tap in with that. We do have some lighthearted stuff, but we do try to push something here with our platform. So hopefully you guys can kind of check it out and see what's going on with that. Auction 1029 again for Top Edge Eddie, and everybody that came out tonight, I do appreciate you. Whether I know you, whether I don't, first time, whatever. I wish you all the best, and I appreciate you for having me. Honestly.
Of course. Yay. Of course. I loved having you. You have an amazing energy. I'm going to be checking out your streams and just thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Take care, everybody. Later.
Oh, that was so sweet. I really like his energy. Thank you so, so, so much. I know it's a feature show and I'm not supposed to acknowledge gifts or whatnot, but you have to. I mean, you guys are so supportive and so amazing. I really appreciate you also. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you all. I want you to know. I see all the comments, all the hearts. Whoever's hitting the hearts, I so appreciate you. I haven't been here in a minute, so that's probably why my engagement is a little low today, but it's okay. I am so excited that you guys are here and you're supporting, and thank you for supporting my guests as well. So if this is your first time clicking on my stream, thank you so, so, so much. I'm going to let you in a little bit on what this is, who I am, and what the show is all about. Basically, my name is Cicely, and I go by that Cuban girl because, yes, in fact, I am Cuban, 100%. And this is my feature show, Own It, here on the Meet Me platform. And this show happens every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific time. I've been in entertainment for the last 10, 12 years. And, I live in Los Angeles, beautiful Los Angeles. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see all the work that I do. I am a model, I am a TV host, I host live events. What else? I'm a former ring girl for boxing, I'm a former Miss Cuba. I have done a little bit of everything in entertainment. I appreciate you all. I've done a little bit of everything in entertainment, and my intention with Own It is to basically bring all of that experience to the streaming community, to you guys, in a weekly basis, because I just want to show my appreciation. I love giving back. I love the community that we have on here. I love the support. I love all the friends that I have been able to make here in the last year. And thank you. And so this is why I do the show. And Own It basically is all about you and I owning the uniqueness of who we are. I truly believe that we're all very unique in our own ways. And we all have a story to tell. We all have something worth sharing with the world. And we all have something that somebody else can learn from. So this is what Own It is all about. I also believe that it's important for us to become the best versions of ourselves every day. I think that is what life is all about. Doesn't matter what we do, who we are, where we're all about. I think that's the journey, becoming the best versions of ourselves. And before I move on and continue, I do want to say that I'm looking at all the comments. This is a feature show, so there's no cursing and there's no, I can't acknowledge each and every single one individually, but I do want to say that I see you and I appreciate all the gifts and all the things. And please, I want to invite you to stay towards the end of the show, because at the very end, whoever's my top supporter is going to become my newest bouncer on my stream. Also, Emoji J just dropped on the comments my Instagram, his Instagram. please connect with us. I do get back to every single one of you as long as you're respectful. And if you want to be a guest on the show, contact Emoji J and he'll add you to the guest list. Also, if you're going to Life Fest this November 3rd through the 5th in Arizona, if you already have your tickets, do let me know also because I'm going to be there. Okay. So, before we continue and I move on, I want to give a quick shout out to my top 5 supporters at the moment. Number 5, Shola, thank you. Number 4, Xola007. Number 3, Khalid, thank you. Number 2, Lovely Lady Sparkles. And number 1, Wayne84 UK23. Thank you, Wayne, for your support. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for the favorites and for all the things. So, what we're going to do next before I invite my next guest on the show is I'm going to give you, I'm going to share with you the quote of the day based on the topic of the day. Today's topic is leading by example. And at first, I found a quote that I really loved, and then I found a second one and I couldn't decide. So today I have 2 quotes that I want to share with you. The first one, I actually believe I've shared it on here before, but I just love it so much. It's okay. I'm going to reshare it. It goes as follows. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And the second quote is, a leader leads by example and not by force. And I love this second one because I am a big believer of not forcing anything, of letting things flow, of letting life flow. And yes, put in the work and take action, do the things you have to do. But also, I believe that when we force things or people or situations, it is not good for us. I personally believe in that. And I think that's a huge quality of somebody who's a leader is the fact that they do not force anyone to do anything. I my own online business that I have, for all of you guys who don't know, I do have a beauty and wellness business. I lead people in my business and I cannot force, right? Because they have to do what they have to do if they want to make money or whatever. And I'm not going to force them. I'm going to lead them, right? By example. That's why I love today's topic so much. And it also translates to business and streaming and all the things, right? All right, you guys, welcome to Own It. If this is your first time here, nice to meet you. My name is Cicely. I go by that Cuban girl. And this is your featured hour that happens every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Meet Me app. So the intention with Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And I am about to invite my second guest to the show. Okay, so she is here already. Let me do the introduction. She is an animal lover. She's a zoo owner, has a whole bunch of guinea pig, horses, a whole bunch of things. And she loves streaming and riding horses. Please, everybody, welcome to Own It, Horse Lovely Bugs.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm having a fabulous day. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Own It. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, please.
Um, I have been a horse girl for as long as I can remember. Um, One of my earliest memories is of having an absolute tantrum so that my uncle would let me ride his horse. And it's really been a big thing. Um, I show horses. I kind of trained my own, but sometimes I have them sent off for training, but I'm really big in showing. My whole world revolves around horses. I've got, saddle behind me and then that picture there. And, um, it's like my entire life. My small business runs around horses, and everything I do is to take care of the ones that I have. So
So, ooh, sorry about that. So, what got you started on with horses?
like I said, I don't 100% sure know exactly what it was, but I was 2 and I remember throwing this huge tantrum, you know how toddlers do. I remember throwing myself on the ground and crying and just having this big fit because I wanted to ride my uncle's horse. And my grandma finally was like, okay, well, that's the only way that we're going to get her to be quiet. And so they finally put me on Dusty and let me ride Dusty, and it was kind of all over from there. There were lots of hours of riding lessons. There were, you know, lots of, I mean, there's been falls, there's been injuries, sure, because you get hurt with horses, but it's nothing that I have gone through has been enough to dissuade me from them. You know, it's they've always been my passion, and here I am. So
I love that so much. When I was little, I used to love riding ponies in Cuba. And then I kind of stopped because we don't have that many horses in Cuba. It's a long story, but that's amazing. I love that. So how long have you been on the app? Tell people a little bit more about yourself, what your streams are about.
I've been on the app since May, early May. I didn't really at first want to really be here. I lost a bet and wound up having to create a profile, and then I discovered the streams, and I have made just some really super incredible friends here. My streams, mostly we just sit and talk about whatever. Um, there's not really a theme or rhyme or reason. We just sit and talk about the things, sometimes current events. Sometimes I had a conversation the other night with somebody that was over an hour long, and we talked about photography. No, be quiet. And sorry, one of the cats is yelling. Um, we sat and talked for an hour about photography. I have talked to people about cultural anthropology. We've talked about science. We've talked about history. I mean, it's just like a little bit of everything. That and now the guinea pig's gone. Sorry. Like I said, I have a zoo. Go away. Be quiet. Um, so it's just kind of a catch-all for anything. No, I'm not, Zola. Anyway, um, if somebody needs to talk about something and to vent to something, vent about something, I'm there to listen to. Like Brandon, I had tragedy hit my life. I've been affected by suicide. My husband took his own life, and so mental health is really near and dear to my heart because of that. That was hard to go through, really, really hard to go through. So, I mean, I can understand the best of mental health, but I can also understand the worst because I've been there.
Well, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't even imagine what that must feel like. So how do you cope with something like that?
Therapy, lots of therapy. There were, um, I went and got a counselor, an honest to God therapist. We sat down and we talked, and there's a medication that I take for PTSD from it because the nightmares were just unbearable, absolutely unbearable. But I also, have my horses and animal therapy, whether it's horse therapy or whether it's a therapy dog or a cat. They're proven to help reduce stress levels. They're proven to help, trauma survivors. And so between my animals and therapy and a really just incredible support network of friends, um, it got me through. It's been almost 3 years, and I'm doing a whole lot better now than I was then.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Thank you.
But you're so strong for taking that experience and healing from it, or trying to heal and moving forward, because that could be detrimental for most of us. So I commend you for doing that. So mental health, like you said, it's a big thing for you. In your opinion, what would be something that you could tell somebody if they're going through difficult times, like so they don't do what your husband did?
Talk about it. Talk about it. Find a friend, find a therapist. There's a lot of resources out there for people who who are low income. Therapy can get expensive. You don't always have, not everybody has health insurance that will pay for it. There are resources out there. The main one that I try to push people towards is Catholic Charities. And a lot of people are like, oh, Catholic, no, don't want anything to do with that. But they will help you no matter what religion you are, even if you have no religion. Um, and they have been a lifesaver to a couple friends of mine. There's a suicide hotline that you can call. You can text the suicide hotline now in the US. There's pretty much, I think, a suicide hotline in almost every country. There's a whole list um, of them out there. Search from your IP, and you'll come up with it. Um, but there's always places, and I'm most people have a bunch of friends who would rather sit all night and listen to your problems than spend 30 minutes at your eulogy. And I'm one of those people. If I have a friend who is sitting there going through some stuff, okay, we'll sit. All you're going to do, if you all you can do is sit on the phone and cry, and you can't talk, you don't want me to talk, you just want to know that somebody is breathing sitting next to you, call me. If you're one of my friends and you're going through some stuff and you need to be around a person, I can put a pot of coffee on. I'll get up, I'll go get you a pot of coffee. I have taken friends to the hospital who were suicidal, and they needed more help than I was able to give them. So I took them there, sat with them in the emergency room, and held their hand until they got sent up to the psychiatric ward. And I mean, I'd rather do that. I'd rather get that phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, I need help, rather than getting a phone call at 6:47 p.m. while I'm at work saying, you need to go home right now. There's been a medical emergency at your house. So, it's that's never a call that anybody wants to get. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that phone call where somebody says, hey, your buddy just died, and I hate to tell you this, but it wasn't an accident, it was intentional. You don't want that call. That is the most devastating call a person can get. Absolutely devastating. I mean, it put me on my spurs. So, no, go away.
Yeah, I can
Sorry.
totally relate to that. That's okay. I can relate to that because I had back in 2012, I had a friend who also went through similar situation, and I found out through Facebook actually, which is one of those things where you just see the status or people saying RIP, and I was like,
Mm,
it was crazy to me because it was shocking. It was the first time I experienced death of somebody that I knew, that I was, that I cared about. And yes, it's shock. Yeah. So after that, I started this journey of, I'm more aware now when people say things or what are some triggers, if people need help and things like that. But I feel like unless you've been through it, it's hard for you to realize that sometimes people are asking for help without asking for help, which is
mm-hmm.
basically what happened to me.
Yeah. You don't really see the signs until, and in my situation, I didn't see any of the signs until it was too late. And it's something that you look back on and you're like, why couldn't I save them? you know why didn't they say something? In my husband's case, he was going to therapy. He was, at least I thought he was going to therapy. He had changed his appointment, so I'm not 100% sure he really was. He had a prescription for medication. Again, I never counted the pills to see, was he actually taking these. um but there were signs, and I'm just, it was devastating to know that, I would have done anything for him. Okay, we'll go to the hospital, we'll get you better therapy. I'll go to therapy with you, you know sit and talk to me, tell me what's going on. And he wouldn't. He shut down, and I didn't notice until after he was gone. Like, I started looking back on stuff, and my friends would kind of point out something that they thought that may have been a little off. My kids kind of pointed stuff out here and there, but it's just, I didn't see it until it was too late. And the people who say that they are suicidal and they want to end it all and they just want to be done with life, they are crying for help. You know, they're totally crying for help, and it just guts me when I have somebody who says that they're going to do that, but they're not serious about it. They're just doing it for attention, because as soon as I see that, as soon as I hear that, like, I kick into survivor mode, and okay, let's get this fixed. If you're too far away and I've got your address, the cops are going to show up. um let's go fix this. Let's, get you to the hospital. I'll stay up all night listening to you. Let's put on a cup of coffee. And sometimes people are serious and sometimes they're not, but you can't, at least in my situation, I cannot let any of those threats or suggestions or hints or anything, I cannot let them go. I hang on to them and I grab the person as tight as I can and hug them, and let's go get this fixed, because I don't want anybody else to go through what I've gone through. I really don't. I take all of those threats seriously. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not worth the risk.
Yeah, and you're so strong. You're so, so strong for being here and, standing. You're still standing like the song says, So
Yeah.
you're so, so strong for, like, our topic today, for leading by example, which is taking this horrible situation that happened to you and healing from it and doing the work. And 3 years later, you're here, you're streaming, you're connecting with a wonderful community. And I'm so grateful that you're on the show today sharing your story. So yeah, I love that. And just thank you for being strong and being the person that you are, because I think as hard as it is for us to understand that sometimes horrible things happen to people so we can use that as a lesson for others,
Hmm.
that's why I think sometimes some people go through really difficult situations.
I think that, it's every life is precious and you matter. You matter. Don't give up, because it's always darkest before dawn. My grandma, God love her, she is 100 years old, and one of the favorite things that she has said to me over and over and over and over and over all through the years is, it'll be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end.
Oh wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay. Thank you for that. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today.
thank you for
Um,
having me.
Yeah, no, I have truly enjoyed your story and for being here. And I favored you, so I'll be
Thank
checking
you.
out your streams. And I don't know if you can stick around for a few more minutes, and maybe I can have you and
Sure.
Brandon jump on for the last like 3 minutes of the show. But um, do you have anything you want to shout out?
First I want to thank Emoji J for getting me here, um, and giving me the platform to tell my story, and maybe my worst days can be somebody else's survival manual. But I also, I've also got people that I got to thank. We got to thank Little Bit Stabby, and we got to thank Bugaboo, and we got to thank Zola and Lotus. I haven't seen Lotus in here, but there's, a whole bunch of people that have, we've all kind of come together as a group, and they're huge supporters of me. And, if I'm having a bad day and I trip over something, they're there to pick me up by the bootstraps and say, okay, here you go. We're going to dust your butt off and, you know, get you back on your way. If you can't hold yourself up, we'll hold you up. But, I do the same for them. I've gotten phone calls from them about bad situations, and they just need somebody to talk. And here I am. I'll sit and listen. I'll give you advice as best I can. If I don't have any advice, I'll tell you you're pretty, and we'll just, but these people, they're like family to me. They're great people. You need to like find them in the list there and favorite all of. Oh, and Lovely too. I forgot about her. I'm sorry, sweetie. She's a great person too. But there's so many great people on this app, and those are just a few of the ones that I can name. So shout out to them for being there for me and supporting me in this new endeavor of mine.
I love that. I just favorite them too as well. Because I really appreciate your supporters and Brandon supporters to show up on the show and to give love and comments. And this is a wonderful community. This is what we do, you know. So I appreciate you being here, and hopefully I can see you in like in a few more minutes.
Sure, sure.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Alrighty.
Bye. That was amazing, you guys. This is the reason why I do own it. And, you know, even if I'm not here, I always say this on my shows. I haven't been the greatest at keeping a streaming schedule, but if there's a place you can always find me is Own It on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here. Um, but yeah, you guys, I'm so grateful to have this show. I want to say that I appreciate you all. I see you all. I see the gives, the hearts, everything. And please, whoever's new to the stream and you don't know me, please do connect with me, whether it's here on the app or on Instagram. I'm always on Instagram, like literally every day. So if you DM me, we'll connect, we'll talk. Um, because that's the reason I am on the streams as well, to connect with a broader community, right? And in an authentic way. And I love that we're all able to do this on here. So excuse me. With that said, we're reaching the very end of the featured hour. The featured hour is it's almost over, but before I continue and move on, I do want to say that I'm going to be giving a shout out to my top gifters of the stream today, of the show. And then my top gifter is going to be my newest bouncer, just a way for me to say thank you for everyone, you know, supporting, showing up, etc. So number 5 is Khalid. Number 4, Brandon. Thank you. Number 3, Zola. Number 2, lovely lady. Nice to meet you. And number 1, Wayne 84 UK 23. Thank you so much. Thanks, Brandon. So you guys, yes. So what else? What else? What else? Okay. So today's the last thing we have to do before we end the show is I do want to give you the tip of the day, and before I give you the tip of the day, I'm seeing so much support from a lot of you guys that are new in here, and I just want to say I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you that I am meeting today. I feel like most of you guys today have been new, and I love that. I just wanted to quickly say that you guys have been amazing. I see all the favorites. Ben J, who just favored me, and Brandon, thank you. And you guys are all amazing. So please do connect with me, okay? So the tip of the day today, based on the topic of the day, let me remind you of the topic of the day. What is it? The topic is leading by example. Okay. The reason I wanted to make this the topic of today, a couple of things. Number one, my guest today, Brandon, inspired me when he sent his bio, and he said that that's what he does, leading through example. And that really resonated with me because I think today we're in a society where a lot of people want to be leaders, and there are a lot of leaders. There are a lot of way more leaders than back in the day, because social media has become so big, such a big platform, and I personally love it. I use it as a tool. I see it as a positive thing. It took me a while to believe it was a positive thing, but now I see the beauty in it. And there are a lot of people out there that are wanting to be leaders, but in my opinion, there are not that many people who actually are great leaders. Because I believe that to be, and this is just my opinion, to be a great leader, you have to lead by example. You have to do the things that you preach, right? It's like, for example, I talk about confidence all the time in my social media, and I talk about my healing journey and all the things I've learned, and I talk about letting go and all these things. But I need to also, if I'm talking about healing, I need to be healing, right? And if I'm talking about confidence, I need to be confident, and not in a not fake confidence, but true confidence. So I think we need to lead more by example. We need more people that are leading by example. And same thing here on the streams, right? If we are, like Brendan said earlier, we have to be careful what we share, what we talk about, because we are influencing. Even a lot of people don't think they're influencers, but if you have one follower on social media or one favorite on here, you are an influencer because you're influencing that one person that follows, that see what you do, that listens to what you have to say. So we are all influencers, whether we believe we are or we don't, right? So we have to be very careful what we influence. So the tip of the day today, besides all of that, that I wanted to share with you is, um, in my opinion, one of the best ways to lead by example is to think about, really think about what you're good at, okay? Not pretend you're good at something, not talk about something that you have no experience with, but really think about what am I good at, and then do it, take action with it, really embody that, and then that way you can be a leader for other people in whatever you already are good at, right? So that's basically my tip for the day. I loved the show today. I want to invite both my guests, and at the very end, once I say goodbye to my guests, I'm going to be saying who's my newest bouncer and all of that. Don't worry, I will not forget. But I want to invite both my guests back in the guest box if they're here. Are you guys here? Okay, Brandon and let me see. Hello.
Hey yo, what's
Hi.
going on?
Hi, I wasn't sure if you were gonna be on here because you said you had to leave after, but welcome back.
Yeah. I got 6 minutes till the show, and I think he has to restart his life. I'm not sure if he starts it or not. I'm not sure if it's featured or whatever, but just staying busy out here.
I love it. I want to say thank you for staying all throughout the show, for the support and everything, both
Yeah.
of you. I've really enjoyed talking to both of you. You both have awesome stories. And did you know each other?
No, not at all. But you do have seem to have like some mutual like people in your stream and stuff like Boogaboo and Stabby and that. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small world around here.
Yeah. Especially when you have the commonalities with the topics and all that. Yeah, what's up?
I know the mini streets are small, right?
Oh yeah.
Is any of you going to Life Fest?
I'm
I'm
not.
not. No. If I were to make Top Edge, I would go to the events or whatever if they invited me out. But I know that's a little bit segmented and compartmentalized if you don't have your Top Edge. So, just one of those things that probably if I was going to go to one of like playlists or Live Fest or whatever, it'd probably be whether they upon invite or whatever or something like that. If I had my Top Edge.
Yeah. It was one of those things where they last minute invited the show hosts, content
Mhm.
creators, yeah, like shows, VIPs, and top badges. So that's why I'm
Nice.
able to go. But yeah,
Awesome.
you guys. Well, I just wanted to do final thoughts and just say thank you to both of you. You both have amazing stories, and also I would love to invite you both because you both seem to really like talking about mental health. So I don't know
Sure.
if you would be open to coming back in the next few weeks and doing like a mental health show with me.
Sure,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would be.
Absolutely. Just let me know what's going on or have Emoji J get a hold of me and put something together.
I love that. So let's take a quick photo for the gram. Yay! And you guys, do you guys want to say like final thoughts for anybody out here who might be struggling and just anything you want to say for somebody for uplifting their spirits?
You're never alone.
You? Yeah,
You're never
I was about to
alone.
say.
You matter. If you're struggling, find a way to get help. I mean,
Absolutely.
help is
And
out
reach out.
there. Yeah, you
Yeah.
matter. You do more
There's a lot
than
of
you think
people.
you do.
Yeah, there's people that are over here. Their whole platform revolves around that's like one facet of their platform. So I'm sure there's more than enough resources. I know it's like the biggest part is like taking the first step. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's the hardest part and everything else. But like once you get past it, everything's so much easier. You know what I mean? So like just really just tap in with somebody and see what's going on. Like you never know. You know what I mean? You really
Yeah,
never know. And just make sure you're being, be intelligent about it. But like, don't it's not maybe not in the middle of 1,000 people talking and battles and this, that, and the other. It's not always the greatest place, but to the side, Instagram or something like that. I make my other socials available. So just reach out in a private manner and see what you can't do.
Absolutely.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much again for being here. I really enjoyed my time with you, my conversation with you, and I'm gonna be letting Emoji J know maybe in the next like 3 weeks we can do
Yeah.
like a mental health
Absolutely.
Yeah,
show.
I'm down. I'm down. Let me know. All right, so cool. If you guys you liked it, favorite me and all that good stuff, I got the other socials in my bio, and then to Top Badge Eddie show for Are You Smarter Than a Top Badge with Hoops? If you guys like that guy, he's pretty smart. So see what we got going on there.
I
Cool.
love that. Well, thank you guys so much. I will
Thank you.
see you very soon. Okay. Thanks for being
Awesome.
part of the
Thank you.
show.
Seriously.
Of course. Bye. Well, that was amazing, you guys. Thank you so much to everybody